Hi, I'm Claudia. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about 8 lessons that I have learned in my 20 plus year teaching career. I am a Pilates teacher. I'm a mind and body coach. So I help people to make change stick, helping clients to reconnect with their body, regain trust within, and strengthen like never before. And I'm a coach to instructors and studio owners, helping them to grow their business with ease without the burnout, helping them to feel confident when they are posting on social media and they sharing their message in marketing, and just learning how to grow their own businesses without the overwhelm and without having to reduce their prices or increase their times that they're working. So that's a little bit about me. And I just want to be clear that these are tools that have certainly helped me to build a booked out studio. These tools have helped me to stay in the industry longer than most instructors have. In this industry, people tend to leave the industry after a year or two because of burnout or because of not being sure about how to help others and how to help themselves. So the first lesson that I would love to share with you is you don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be prepared. So when I talk about being prepared, it's making sure that you really know your stuff. If you feel clear about how to help others and how to help them to feel safe and be safe in your hands, you will have a really great future in this industry. What that takes is a lot of practice, a lot of teaching, and great courses. So when it comes to courses, going online or in person, these are things that you always need to take into consideration with what are the prerequisites that they want from you and how do you get qualified? Do you need to give them any practical experience? If you do, these are going to be great courses for you. Yes, it's going to take some time and effort to get qualified, but at the end of the day, you're going to have a great qualification behind you. Going back to not being perfect, but being prepared. This also resonates with me. If you've listened to my podcast, I talk about my story and how I never crawled as a child. So I stood up and walked at the age of 4. However, in that space of time, I was labeled as lazy. I was labeled as a waste of time by one of the tennis coaches after one lesson because I just didn't know how to connect with my body like most people do. My mind-body connection just wasn't quite there. And yeah, until I was able to find Pilates. And through Pilates, through a lot of training and practice, I was able to discover how to use my body differently and how to get the best performance out of my body. So I was nowhere near perfect with how I used my body, but with my experience of being uncoordinated and learning how to go from really uncoordinated to being strong and advanced in Pilates, this helped me to relate to clients who have never been coordinated or sporty before. So that is something that separates me from some of the other instructors out there. It is one of my unique ways of teaching because I get how clients feel when they don't know how to connect, when they don't know what you mean. So yeah, the message in my marketing would be talking to those that have been uncoordinated or feeling disconnected to their body. And if you are striving for perfection, it may come, but just make sure that you are prepared. That is the main thing. That's the most important thing. If you are prepared for your sessions, prepared for your clients, the rest will fall into place. And by the way, then there generally is no perfect. So just aim for doing something that you're passionate about, doing something that you enjoy, and doing something that you are prepared for. And then the second thing I want to discuss is when clients leave, it's not always you. When I used to have clients leave, I used to take it so personally. I used to think, oh, was it the way that I taught? I knew that they didn't get injured because I did follow up on them. And I was always really careful with, and I always still am careful with what I teach, how I offer my sessions, and making sure everyone is safe in their workouts. So it wasn't a case of them injuring themselves. It was a case of they just got what they needed from me. And when I started to realize that, one moment actually happened was a client had left my sessions, and then a few months later, probably about 6 or 8 months later, she called me again, and she wanted to restart the sessions because she had gone to a different studio because they were cheaper. And in that process, she ended up injuring herself in these classes. And she came back to my sessions, and she still comes today. And what that taught me was that things just changed for her. It wasn't me. It was that she just wanted to try somewhere different. So when you have clients going, it doesn't mean that they are not going to come back. It doesn't mean it's you. It could mean that circumstances have just changed for them. So always trying to make sure that the door is open for clients that have left, and try and keep that communication open so that clients always feel comfortable to be coming back, because word of mouth spreads. So there will be times when you grow in this industry where the whole town won't be coming all at the same time to your sessions. However, some of them may have friends groups that they don't know that you came, that their friend came to you many years ago, and that then comes up in conversation. So always making sure that you are keeping your door open for clients that have been and may have left, but ones that you actually want to come back. That's who to keep the door open for. But just finding out, for me, that was one big difference. When I realized it wasn't me, it was just potentially that they needed to go somewhere else. They wanted something else, and it just wasn't anything personal. Which then brings me on to my next lesson, is that business, yes, it's personal if you are the owner, but trying to make it as unemotional as possible. That is what's going to help you get through and start to grow as a business owner. So looking at things from an observer's perspective, looking at things from a neutral standing point, and looking at how things are growing, what is working, what isn't working, and keeping the emotions out of it is certainly going to help you to run your business. Another thing that I learned is protecting my energy. So I am an empath. I pick up on clients' energy really easily. So much so that there used to be times where clients would leave feeling amazing, but then whatever aches and pains they were feeling, I would then start to feel those niggles. I used to think it was just in my mind, but when I started to learn more about energy and I studied Reiki, that was when I realized that I was actually taking on clients' energy, because I yeah, I just picked up on their energy. So learning how to protect my energy, how to refresh my energy in between clients, has certainly been a game changer for me, because it saves me from feeling drained and tired at the end of the day. And it also helps me just to stay connected with myself, stay centered, and not have the roller coaster of emotions happening when I'm teaching back-to-back sessions, and then finishing on a day that has been hectic. I'm able to switch off pretty easily. So excuse me, I've just got some notes that I've written down, these points that I want to discuss with you. I will never stop learning. That is something that I now know. I used to think I'm a course queen, and I love learning. But when it comes to the body and the mind, there's always something new to learn, whether it's through a course or whether it's working with clients and coaching instructors. I'm always learning, and I'm always open to learn. All it takes is discussing things with people, learning what works, learning what sticks, learning how my sessions help people, asking people for testimonials. This helps me to learn how I'm helping people, because sometimes when you are teaching your sessions, you don't really realize how special and unique your sessions are until people start to talk to you about what they love, what stands out about your sessions. And something that stands out for my clients is the calm music, the candles, my voice, how calming I am when I'm teaching, the flow, and the fact that I teach intuitively. So I pick up on my clients' energy and we work from there. I help instructors to teach intuitively as well. So we work through which chakras they are needing to rebalance and reset. Instead of sticking to a specific workout, we tailor the workout according to their needs. So yes, protecting your energy. If you would like to find out how to do that, washing your hands in between clients, connecting to your breath and your body when you are getting clients to connect to their body. Always staying connected to you is going to help you to stay connected to your own energy and not start to take on other people's energy. Meditation is going to be really important in order to help you to create more space. When you're helping people so much, there can be a lot of noise in your mind sometimes. And if you struggle to manage that, it's going to be very draining at the end of the day, and burnout is sure going to be finding you. So just remembering to take care of yourself, finding time for stillness, breath work, using mala beads and crystals. And there's also, if you were to burn some Palo Santo, and protecting your energy in that way. There's so many things that you can do to help to protect your energy. When I started to do that, it was amazing for me, because there was a stage where I was teaching 9 sessions a day, and if I wasn't protecting my energy, I would have only lasted a week. It wouldn't be something that I could have sustained. However, I did teach those hours for about 8 to 10 years. So it is possible if you're able to manage your mindset and protect your energy. And things don't always work on the first try. That's another lesson. So the lesson, things don't always work on the first try, really resonated with me when I got a business coach. and I was starting to work with her. Sue's helped to change so much for me. And when she asked me, how many times did you share that message or that particular post or that offering? How many times did I share the offering? And I said once. And that's when she just said, well, you can't. You cannot be sharing something once and then expect people to remember it or buy only on the first time that they hear about it. Reminding people consistently about that offering is key. Sometimes, like I once mentioned an event that I had coming up, and I didn't get any offerings or any people joining. So I thought, oh, well, I'm going to have to cancel it, which I did, which now looking back, I could have just carried on and maybe obviously posted more about it, because once I canceled the event, I had people asking, when is that event again? I was going to sign up and I was really looking forward to it. And that's when I realized, oh, I should have maybe shared that more. So making sure that you are consistent with your messaging and repeating yourself more than once, at least 5 to 10 times, and sometimes more, sometimes between 30 to 40 times. It depends on what your offering is. And being consistent in showing up with your marketing, with sharing your knowledge, sharing your tips, sharing your posts. These are things that if you are not consistent with sharing what you do or sharing what you're offering, then sometimes people assume that it's no longer on offer and that you've stopped. So try to remember that sometimes most of the time, things are not going to take off on the first try. Just keep trying. Just keep trying. 1 foot at a time. Doesn't have to be perfect. Next option. Keep going. And when one person signs up, you'll see another one and another one. You just need to find out what that message is that people are hoping to hear. Who are you speaking to, and what is the outcome of that offering? And once you get that message correct, that is when people will start to sign up. But don't just do it once. And taking time for rest. That is another lesson that I have learned. At first, when I just took leave or I decided to not do something or take a day off, I felt lazy. I felt guilty. I felt really uncomfortable because I didn't know what to do with myself. But I learned how to start to fill my cup and how to reset my energy. And I wasn't just working to pay the bills. I was now starting to be able to do things that I enjoy as well. So start to schedule in some time for fun. Start to budget some time and some money towards some fun. So often as studio owners, a lot of the studio owners I've coached, they don't pay themselves that much. Or sometimes they don't at all. So everything's going towards their expenses, but nothing is coming back to them for fun. So how can you start to make time for fun? And lastly, making sure that you are teaching what you are passionate about. So if you are passionate about something and you have an intention of this offering, it's going to be so much easier to be able to share this with others and be able to be consistent. If you are trying to teach for everybody and attract everybody into your business, that can create confusion. It's unclear as to who you help. People don't understand how you can help them. And people prefer to know, yep, that's for me. You're not always going to be for everybody, but that's not what we're meant to do. We are meant to be teaching something we're passionate about, that we really enjoy, and that will sustain you for so many years to come. Thank you for listening and watching to this episode. I would love to hear from you how this has helped you, and also share what messages you or what lessons you have learned along the way. If you'd like to hear more about the Empowered Instructor or my Evolve program, or you'd like to work with me on a one-on-one basis, just click the link below and you'll find out more about how we can work together. You can also schedule a free discovery call with me, just a quick chat. There's no pressure at all from my side. It would just be lovely to meet up and hear from you. But until next time, thank you. Bye.